You know you a man, you know you a G when you lose it all. Watch it all fall apart. Watch it all come crumbling down. Watch the person who you trusted the most turn their back on you. You stand tall. You stand on business. You take risks. You take chances. You keep faith in yourself. You get it all back and some. And you never lose who you are. And you don't do it in spite or revenge. You let the success be the revenge. That's when you a man. Everybody wants to be a G. That's when you become a G. What does that involve? I'm going to go down memory lane. I always like to use myself. When I was 24 years old, I thought I knew it all. My pops would tell me stuff. I was going through my rebellion stage. I was rebellious. As I got older, 25, I damn near thought pops was my enemy. Then you start to hit that curve. It's called a learning curve. It's the process of life, but it's the learning curve. Then you start to realize a lot of stuff my pop said makes sense, but you still stubborn. Your ego. We talk about that a lot. Then you hit 30 and you say, damn, dad really went through all this. Life starts to hit you. You're not a kid anymore. You got to grab your nuts. You got to stand up for yourself, not against people. In life in general, you got to take care of yourself. Then you start to remember, have a house and a car by 35. But you're 30, 5 years go by quick. They're going to come even quicker. So here you are. What do? You're panicking. Now you go 35. Probably have a child. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Now you understand even more what your father was trying to tell you. That learning curve. You're going around each base. You're about to hit the home run. You're coming back home with it. Now you hit 40. Now you hit 50. How do I know? I talk to men that's 40 and 50 years old. Now you wish you can have a conversation with your father. Now you wish you can go back and take back all the bullshit that you said, all the back talk, all the shit that you thought you knew. You wish you can go back, but you can't. It's called a process. But how do you learn from that process? While going through the process, that learning curve, you humble yourself. You understand what I'm saying? Stay humble. Lose it all. Stay true to who you are. But you got to take losses to understand that. You got to go through pain. If you're avoiding the pain, you will never find the gems. You will never find the diamonds in the rough to gain that wealth, that information, that knowledge, that experience. That's your wealth. Knowledge is currency. Experience is the wealth. You get the currency. You can get the money all you want. You will lose the money if you don't have the experience with the money. It's the same thing with life. When you're 24 years old, when I was 24 years old, 22 years old, you thought you knew everything. Testosterone high. You don't know shit, but it's the experience. You get the knowledge from people, and then life is teaching you. But the experience of understand when getting something from someone is not an attack. All right, the reason why I say it's not an attack, sometimes we so egotistical. When someone says something, it's information we didn't know, we interpret it as you think you know more than me. So you feel that you're being belittled. Feelings, emotion. You already know how I get down with that. It doesn't matter how you feel. You feel you're being belittled, but in the moment you're missing out on the knowledge, which you can then use as experience, which you can then use to get the gems in life, gain the wealth. You can get the knowledge. The knowledge is currency, but if you don't put it to use, you might as well not have the money at all. As soon as you get it, it can go away from you. As fast as you can get it, you can lose it even faster. I'm going to go back to another quote. A man that reads a book and don't utilize the knowledge is no different from a man that don't read a book at all. You may as well put the book down. You can get the knowledge, listen to your father or ignore him. If you listen to him, utilize it. If you don't, you might as well ignore him or walk away. But do this, though. If you're listening and you're young, don't argue with your father. Don't argue with your pops. Listen to him. If you don't like what he's saying, listen to him anyway. Your pops is not beating your ass. He's not abusing you. Just listen to him. Words should not hurt as much as physical abuse. Yeah, you may have your feelings hurt here and there. That's a part of being human, but pay attention. Listen to him and then shut up and walk away. Because in the meantime, you will learn through the learning curve in life, you'll understand exactly what your father meant. You're distracted right now because you're young. You're distracted. You're going to lose it all. You realize through being distracted, you had it all. You don't know what you got until it's gone. Now, in that moment, Are you a G? Are you a man? Can you get it back? Can you take the chances to get it back? Can you understand how you lost it and do the opposite to get it back? Can you go through betrayal with someone who you trust and don't lose who you are? Can you understand that people will turn their back on you, but you don't turn your back on yourself? Can you understand you can't control what a woman do, no matter how much game you acquire, no matter how much of a master you become? You think dudes out here just stepping towards it and claiming it. They paying for it, but they scamming you. They painting that picture. Everybody likes to make it look like it's something it's not. I'm going to be straightforward with you. Only a few people can pull that off. And even those men and women, they get bored, just like you get bored. That's why you're always trying to find something to distract you. It's not always green on the other side. If it's green where you at, stay watering that area. It will just continue to grow. You don't need to go to another spot and restart your process. You're in a spot right now. Water that grass. If it becomes green, continue to water it. Maybe cut it down, trim it, let it grow back even healthier, but stay right there. Why would you leave a place that you've been nurturing, that's been growing knowledge, experience, wealth, to go somewhere else to start over? If you want to challenge yourself to grow your area wider, make it bigger and quicker. That's the challenge. You don't have to restart. Because while you're restarting, it's always somebody that want to be where you're at. You want to be where somebody else at. Somebody want to be where you at. You're not understanding. You need to have gratitude in the moment where you have some growth in your life. Stay humble. Why did I bring up humble in the beginning? Show gratitude, because where you at somebody wants to be, even though you want to be where somebody else is because you see they got more than you. Stay humble, because I've seen people become what they laugh at. You can have all the money, the wealth in the world. You can have the women. You can have the status. You can have everything. I've seen people laugh at others and then turn around and life puts them in the same exact position. And now they're seeking for people to just understand and not laugh. The hypocrisy of when you're high, you don't think about ever going back down to being low, but when you're low, all you can think about is being high. Listen, when you take a loss, accept it. Try your best not to be emotional. It's going to be hard, but try it. Why do I bring up the losses first? You lose it all. You lose a friend, betrayal. You're a G. You're a man when you can get it all back. But this is the reason why I brought up losing first. When you lose, try your best not to be emotional about it. Because when you win, you need to have the same process. Don't be emotional. I woke up this morning, made $500 in like 10 minutes. I don't know any job in the world that can pay me that. I can withdraw right now, hit my bank account. 10 minutes of work. Understanding how the market move, get in, take my position, let the market pay me if it wants, collect the bread, get out, go do something else with my family, take my daughter to school, hit the gym, make YouTube content, go talk to somebody who's trying to teach me something that I'm trying to learn. Not here to talk about it. Don't talk about it till it's done. But listen, when I lose, it don't matter. When I win, it doesn't matter. This is the thing about life, man. In the moment when you're young, because some of you are going to go through it, your father's telling you something. Somebody who knows more than you is telling you something. You take it as they're belittling you, or they think you're stupid because you may not know what they're telling you, or you may know, but they don't know that you know. Just listen and then walk away. Shut up, listen, walk away. In life, when you're down, you're going to be upset. When you're high, when you're up high, you may experience some euphoric emotion, and then it goes away. The highs and lows. Don't let a loss become personal. Don't let your wins become too exciting, because you can always be on either side, two sides of every coin. Every time you take a risk, you flip a coin. You walk outside, you're taking a risk, flip a coin. You don't know what's going to happen, but do it anyway, because that's living. Life is good. Living in fear is not so good, even though having fear shows you an edge. Accept the fear, but take the risk with an edge. Put it in your favor. If you don't, you learn, you go back, you try it again. Your father tell you something, you don't listen. As you get older, you learn, you go back, you try it again. But that's when you want to say, I wish I can go back and have a conversation with my father. If only I can have a conversation, a drink with him. If only, because when I was younger, I thought I knew it all. No. As you get older, this is what I've learned. I always use myself. When you start to make a certain amount of money, you're never happy. Why? Because it becomes old. It becomes your norm. So you want something new, like how men chase women, control your lust. You become a superhero. You always want something new. It's difficult because you've probably been doing it for so long prior to realizing it's been a distraction. When you make a certain amount of money or reach success, it don't have to just be money, but I always use money because money is important. You're lying if you don't want money. You need money. When you make a certain amount of money, you'll be upset because, oh, I can always make more. Just like women, I can always have more. I can always find a prettier woman. I can always find a woman with a fatter ass. I can always find a woman with, etc. Okay. When you lose, not only are you mad you lost, you're probably mad because you could have lost less if you would have made a certain decision. See, this is the thing about life and taking risk. You don't need to know what's going to happen next to have a successful moment. Playing a sport, passing a test, becoming a doctor, being a business owner, being famous, being an actor, all these things. You can be a pilot. You don't need to know what's going to happen next to have a successful moment. But if it doesn't go in your favor, are you still accepting that you didn't know what was going to happen next? Or are you sitting there saying, shoulda, coulda, woulda, I want to control everything? You're not going to control everything. But that's why I started this off with, when your father telling you something, you don't want to hear it. When you get older, you understood everything he said. You're not a G, you're not a man until you lose everything, whatever that is for you. And you watch it fall apart, and you stay true to who you are. You have somebody who you trust, they turn their back on you. You stay true to who you are. You take chances, you take risks. You might even fail for a while. You stay consistent, and you get all that shit back and some. And you don't do it to laugh. You stay humble because you did it for you, and your success is the revenge. And you also stay humble because if you laugh, you will go back to what you're laughing at, which is the same position when you was at the bottom. Don't ever allow someone's envy, hate, society, a woman, your family, a coworker, a stranger, a nobody, yourself, stop you from doing what's best for you, but also stop you from being true to who you are. How would you listen to another human being who don't know if they're going or coming? They also don't know what's going to happen next, but they taking risk, tell you like they know the definitive outcome before it even happened. No one can see the future. That's why we take risk and we deal with it. But you have to understand, if you want peace, you got to remove the distractions. It's chaos. The most important thing you can do is say fuck everybody, respectfully. But if your father is trying to guide you, because he will use words. He will not celebrate your every moment because he wants better for you. And he knows what the world is going to give to you and what you're going to have to go through. In that moment, you got to understand, you're young, you're coming from, mama loving you and hugging you, her baby boy. Eventually, all that shit sells. Your father know what's coming. Listen to him. Most of us, you got to go through it. You're going to have to fail, see it, and then go back and say, Pops is right. But if you can listen to me, I've done it. And a lot of men have. They don't even have time to tell you because they're trying to clean up their mess. I got a few moments every day to tell you something. You got to focus on, he may know something that you don't about life. Your environment is different. You got a different opportunity, but the process of life, he took that learning curve already. Even though he probably didn't succeed, he took that learning curve already. He's failed. He lost it all. Probably didn't get it back, but he went through losing it all. He went through betrayal. He went through chasing that ass, that girl who you think love you, and then he went through it all. But some of us, we have to learn the hard way. And because I know most of us will, this is what I'm telling you. Stay humble. Understand it will probably be the best thing you go through in your life. Lose that shit and get it all back. Take risks. People going to tell you not to take risks. People don't understand what they're not good at. Fuck them too. That involves everybody. Your blood, everybody. Blood makes you related. Loyalty makes you family. You don't need to owe anybody anything. You don't need their validation. You don't need their permission. You're going to take losses. That's a beautiful thing. So long as you learn, stay humble. Because once you get to the highs, remember you coming from the lows, and what you laugh at, you will put yourself right back in, and then you will expect nobody to laugh at you, which is the hypocritical part of being a human being. But nobody shall give you empathy, especially if you're not out here being humble. Stay humble in victory. Always continue to grow. Don't leave your grass to go water somebody else's grass. Keep growing yours. But you're going to go through some shit. And you are a man. You are a G. You are a fucking superhero for yourself and your children if you have some. If you get all that shit back by taking risks, watching it crumble, accept defeat. Learn how to win by accepting defeat. Do the opposite of what you did to lose. Stay true to who you are. Stay humble. And don't let the highs get you too high. And don't let the low get you too low. Stay your ass right in the middle. And it's nothing you can't conquer.